Python is really powerful, and because of its power, there's a lot of different ways to do the same thing. This is this problem we have with opening a file. You can get a whole bunch of different ways. I think one of the secrets to learning Python and to getting good at Python is learning what the packages have to offer and getting good at a couple packages that will help you do the kind of things you need to do. That's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to learn probably maybe the most useful package for engineers, scientists, people who do quantitative calculations. That's called numpy. So we're going to open a file with numpy. That's what we're going to do in this video. All right. I'm just going to take the file1 project that we did, the file1 folder, and I'm going to make a copy of it, and then I'm going to rename it file2, the sequel to the file1 Python project that we have. Then I go into the folder. The folder already has O10 in there. That's why I did that. It already has the data file I need. I'm just going to change the file1.py inside this new folder, file2, to be file2.py. That's it. Then I double click on that. It comes up in Notepad++. I highlight everything and I just delete it. I just start with a clean slate here. So in order to start this program, I don't need the statistics. I don't need to, from statistics, import mean. I don't need mean. NumPy has a mean built into it, so we're going to use that. So I just import NumPy. Now, a lot of people import NumPy as NP because you're going to be typing out NumPy a lot, and people just use shorthand, so they just use NP for that. NP is a really common. It's a common shorthand for NumPy. A lot of people use it. Okay, so that's step one. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to name the file name. So the file name is going to be o10.txt. I'm going to make it a variable itself, right, and use it. It's a string. So in NumPy, the command for opening up a text file and reading data from it is load text. So data equals np.loadText. The first argument of load text is the file name, and the second argument is what data type you're expecting. And so I'm expecting floating point numbers, so dtype equals float. That's what that means. Then I print out the data and I print out the type of data, and you can see that it's a list of floating point numbers. So it happens just in one line. This is a much, much more convenient way than using fpread, just opening up a file the old-fashioned way and reading it and getting a string and then converting the string to numbers. So NumPy really helps, especially if you're importing a lot of numbers, in my opinion. The mean command is also a method of NumPy, and so np.mean data gives you the average value, and you print out the average value, and that's it. That's the program. So to run it, I go back into the command prompt. I have to get into the directory I'm in. So I cd OneDrive, cd desktop, cd Python code, then cd file2. Then I do python3 file2.py, and up comes this weird error message. Wait a minute, it gives me all this error message stuff. It doesn't have NumPy installed in it. So the way to do that is with pip3. So I say at the command line, I go pip3 install NumPy. It takes a while. It's going to take a while to do. You got to watch it work and watch it go through its stuff in order to install NumPy into Python. It's a package that you have to install, and it's not. It doesn't. I don't think it normally comes installed in Python. So you have to install it manually. Once you do it on your machine, then you never have to do it again. So that's the good news. You just have to do this step once. Another thing about NumPy, is that it's really, really big. So in loading it takes up enough time. And once you're done loading it, then you're going to say python3 file2.py. The error won't come up, but it might wait a while. It might take a while to do. And then when it comes up, you'll see the data file. You see that it's a NumPy ND array. It's not a list. It's this special kind of object called an ND array. So that means you can only do numpy functions on it. You'd have to convert it to a different type of list in order to do regular old functions on it. So it's true that when you open things up with numpy, that you're kind of coupled to all sorts of numpy methods because you have numpy arrays in there. It's okay. That's actually a deal I'd take anytime because numpy is just so powerful. If you run it again, if you run Python 3 file2.py, it happens immediately. Only the first time you run, you have to import numpy, does it take a long time. After that, when you run numpy over and over, when you run a program that does numpy over and over again, it won't take much time at all. So it's just the first time that you run it for that individual command prompt instance, that's all. That's it. That's how. That's probably one of the easiest ways to load floating point data into an array and to do calculations on that array is by using this package called numpy, a very, very useful package.